What's something you know about a friend's sex life that you wish you didn't? One night this girl I know told me that her guy loves anal sex, but his dick is too short to actually reach past her big butt cheeks, so she just clenches really hard and lets him think he's doing it. I don't know why she felt the need to tell me this, and I really wish that mental image had never entered my brain. Wait, what? How short is he? Or conversely, how big is her ass? My best friend's boyfriend's penis is so disturbingly large that they can barely achieve penetration. She can't even really give him head, so he just goes down on her and she jerks him off, and that's what sex is for them. It's hard to even make eye contact with him or hold a conversation knowing that's what's going on in his pants. Reading this made my vagina involuntarily flinch, and not in a good way. Our big dick problems. It's really sad. One of my brother's best friends in the military had a similar problem. The guys had a fund that they all chipped into to find this guy one of those prostitutes somewhere in the world that specialized in donkey sex, because they figured that was the only way he was ever going to actually have sex. After 6 years my brother got out of the service. They hadn't found anyone who could do it. The fund was in the thousands. Hi, it's me, your best friend's boyfriend. I used to live in an apartment next to a lady who was very vocal during sex, especially with demands to her partner on what to do to her. Many times she woke us up. Initially it was annoying, but then it was almost comical, so me and the flatmates started using the opportunity to have a beer and catch up in the very early morning, late night, and have a laugh. One morning I was dressed in a suit going to my first day of work on a new project, and this lady far in front of me kept looking back and avoiding me. I thought initially she was scared of me, large dark-skinned man walking to work on side streets, but about an hour later I got to work and I was introduced to my new co-worker and supervisor, my next door neighbor, who I will be working on a 6-month project with. Such an awkward project, but the sex stopped for 6 months, so we were glad for uninterrupted sleep. 15 years later we are friends now and kind laugh about it. So, did you do the deed or not? Savannah's boyfriend Doug got drunk and had sex with her gay best friend Phil. Savannah found out and was cool with it because she's into that sort of thing. Doug and Phil hook up again. Drunk Savannah walks in and is suddenly not so cool with it. Tears, screaming, pain, and forgiveness happens, and now Doug won't drink if Phil is around. Savannah and Doug are getting married soon, and Phil is in the bridal party. I don't know whether to prepare for a smooth ceremony or an absolutely shit show. Shit show. Bring a camera. People who think they're into their partner cheating with same-sex partners don't actually respect homosexuality, and might subconsciously somehow not believe it's real. This is a very common story. My girlfriend kissed a girl? Haha, that's hot. It's not cheating. Wait a minute, that doesn't look like they're doing it for my pleasure like in porn. That looks like they're actually into each other. Fuck. Depending on Phil's fiber intake and Doug's drunkenness, it could be a smooth shit show. My best friend was the purest little thing. She likes being choked hard. Like, until her eyes become red from her capillaries bursting. At least it happened once. First she's sweet, then she a freak. Please, tell your friend that that's really dangerous. It breaks the safe rule in SSE. If your friend is being blood choked, she should only be being blood choked. It should never, ever be for long enough for capillaries in her eyes to burst. This is really dumb of her and she could end up brain dead. My boss. A colleague and I were making jokes about putting your D in peanut butter and let the dog lick it off. He and I don't own any pets. So, my boss overheard this and started to tell us about when he was younger and home alone he would come in front of his parents' cat and let the cat lick it off the ground and his D. This is the worst one so far. This is even worse when you consider a cat's tongue. Don't know if this counts, but I found out that my friend bases her relationship solely around how good sex is. She confessed to me that she loves her boyfriend that she's been with for years and they're perfect together. Except he's clueless during sex. She also refuses to tell him this and just expects him to figure out what she wants without using words. She told me that she's going to give him another month to fix it or she's breaking up with him. All the while she's still making Facebook statues and Instagram posts about how much she loves him and how great he is while she's planning to break up with him. You have no idea what you are doing. You'll either change or it's over. Okay, can you tell me what do I need to change so I can try and improve it? No. Figure it out yourself. I found out my friend and his girlfriend were open and participate in MMF threesomes. I found this out when I was invited to the threesome. I politely declined. I'd always wish a friend would invite me into a threesome. I wouldn't want to actually do it, but it'd be nice to be asked. He gets mad, absolutely furious, if she takes a crap when he's not there to watch and jerk off. What the fudge? I'm supervisor at my job and I was doing orientation for this guy on his first day. After barely introducing himself, he felt the need to tell me that it really gets him going when his white girlfriend puts on black face paint and pretends to be a sassy black lady, but there's no way in hell he would actually fuck a black lady. Then he felt the urge to break the awkward silence with a nude picture of his girlfriend on her knees covered in cum. I told him to get out and don't come back. He didn't know what he did wrong. At least it happened early on. Who does that in their first day? That's week 2 or 3 material at least. My roommate is deaf, so you could definitely say I hear too much about her sex life. Edit. Added obvious pun. I appreciate that you made a thread like this just so you could post a bad pun. Well done. Everything about my mom's sex life. She started dating about the same time I did, so she always wanted to share. I hated hearing it. Still wish I didn't know about it. Sick. That's fucked up. You an adult? She was into pain. Not the BDSM safe word type of pain, but raw. Fuck me with a lit cigarette with needles through my nipples type of pain. She was absolutely normal in everyday life. You'd never know it talking to her, but after seeing her collection of toys, I'd always be looking sideways at her current boyfriend and wonder what kind of guy he was to be with her the way she was. She and her fiancé fucked their dog. I moved out shortly after I found out. They were abusing my dog as well. Edit. Yes, I called the cops, but they said if I didn't have evidence they couldn't do anything. Even if I did, they would take my dog away along with theirs due to him being home with them while I was working. So I moved out instead. I got a friend who has sex in public. That was my chill book spot, but thanks for getting your ass wet on it. My friend found out he wasn't actually bisexual by having sex with his at the time transsexual GF for the first time and being utterly disgusted by her dick. He powered through though when they broke up shortly after. Also, she had the bigger dick. The plot twist. As a straight man, I couldn't have sex with a woman that had a bigger dick than me. A guy I'll know enjoys double penetration. In his ass. From 2 cocks at once. No dildos. Just to be clear. From 2 cocks at once. If the cocks touch each other, that's gay. I think your friend is gay. Not a friend but a co-worker. Turns out she's a regular main event at X-Sums and other more lopsided get-togethers, gender-wise, that an old college buddy likes to organize. Dude says she was always that sort. Kinda distracting now. Does her job well is all I know for sure though. I've told this story on here before, but my friend's fiancé used to be a moderately successful cam whore years ago. She abruptly stopped before her and my friend even met, so I doubt my friend knows about it. I recognized her gappy tooth grin pretty much instantly when he introduced us. I love them both dearly, and I was honored to be a groomsman in their wedding, but sometimes when I look at her I can't help but think, yep, I've seen you with a bottle of coke shoved up your vagina. He doesn't. A dog bit his dart off. My best friend ate a guy's ass out. Someone she met on Tinder. I'm actually glad I know this, though, hella proud of her. When I was high, I admitted to my friend that my girlfriend loves anal, possibly more than normal sex. I can tell he thinks of her differently whenever we're all together. That was my bad. My female friend told me she thinks sucking cock is gross and demeaning and that guys are only into it for the power trip. She also said we've all been brainwashed by pornography to pressure girls into anal and that the only thing she'll do is missionary like God intended. Gave into temptation one night and hooked up with a former colleague who was part of my wider friend group. Cut to finding out he could only come from nipple stimulation, and I mean only, no penetration for either party during the act, and nothing else would do it for him. It was a kinky experimentation for me initially, but a major chore after a few dates. It was off-putting to feel obligated to do it each time. I'm not a hungry baby. Needless to say, he didn't take our breakup super well after revealing that part of himself. When I was in middle school, I had one friend showing me her mom's dildo. Not me, but my best friend knows that I'm sleeping with her brother. Because I'm dating her brother. But she doesn't like that she knows I'm sleeping with her brother. My, now ex, best friend has a baby kink where she wears diapers, sucks a binky while her boyfriend has sex with her. She was very open about it and constantly talked to me about it, took childish nudes for her boyfriend with me and my small child in the room. Really gross. In high school I had an Australian exchange student stay with me for a month. We were 15. I knew nothing about sex, but she had a BF. Out of nowhere she told me she could fit a whole water bottle